This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Anu Subramanian and you're watching On Art. Tonight, in honor of this festive season, we're focusing on all that Indian heritage brings us, whether it's these monuments like the one I'm standing in now, or traditional khadi fabric and the different values it can provide in art and in fashion. We look at that and celebrate Indian heritage. Plus, we hear a word from Mojarto.com about how to light up your Diwali, and we tell you some upcoming events happening in the art world. Keep watching, it's going to be a great episode. This is On Art. For our first story of the evening, we're looking at conservation, specifically of India's monuments and works. Now, conservation means different things to different people. For some, it means letting a ruin ruin. For others, it means plastering over what's broken. And for some, it means completely reimagining a space and putting something new where that monument once was. We spoke with some experts in the field about what India's ancient works mean, and we met an artist whose work explores this exact theme. Heritage, history, tradition. These are values and morals that are as espoused in politics as they are in art. But when it comes time to take care of our national heritage sites, we often fall short on our lofty beliefs. In this country, one can't help but bump into relics of history, and India is home to 32 World Heritage Sites. But preservation is a difficult task and one bogged down in bureaucracy. We met with Ratish Nanda, Chief Executive of the Aga Khan Foundation, to learn about why conservation is an issue of national importance.
I think the biggest challenge that any conservator in India faces is that conservation is seen as a burden rather than an asset, rather than an economic asset. And so what we at AKTC are doing here is trying to demonstrate how conservation and development can go hand in hand, and so that conservation is not seen anti-development and in fact leads to an improved quality of life, not only for local residents, inhabitants, but also visitors.
Likewise, Hugo Vaihe, Chief Executive Officer of Saffron Art, insists on the singular wonder of Indian antiques.
I believe, actually Indian art, looking at also the history behind it, it stands on incredibly powerful shoulders of 5,000 years or more of culture. I was the other day, I was in the region where the Harappan culture came up. I was truly blown away. This is the beginning of civilization for all of the world, right? So why has it not been embraced more, in a sense? When you have that depth of culture behind you, that is the greatest foundation for now and for the future.
But it's not just people looking at centuries-old buildings who are concerned with conservation. Young contemporary artist Debashish Mukerjhee has made heritage preservation the focus of The Museum Within, his new show at Akar Prakar Gallery.
I have tried to put together a body of work which kind of conveys in a very subtle way that this is our responsibility as well.
In the show, almost all the works are a pure white, drawing the viewer into morsels from history transported into his contemporary, minimalist works. Many are inspired by his personal history with Banaras. But, Debashish Mukerjhee says, it is not enough to keep an ancient building standing.
When we think about restoring a monument, we should have few people on board, few artists, architect, and some historian who understands exactly how things and everything should be planned well.
Nanda echoes this sentiment.
It's a multidisciplinary effort, and it's a slow process because a lot of hand tools and so on are required. But it's sustainable, and almost 75–80% of conservation costs go into craftsman wages. I think to look at a ruin and then to see it as it was originally intended to be instills a huge sense of pride in the local community. So it's a win-win situation.
If you want to see Debashish Mukerjhee's work in person, and I highly suggest you do, then go to Delhi's Akar Prakar Art Advisory and check it out. Not in the area? No issues. We've got some art events and exhibitions for you happening all over the country. Check them out. Delhi. For the past week, we've been celebrating Contemporary Arts Week Festival 2016, which features more than 450 artists across 55 events. You have one more day to see the shows, which include dance, music, theater, puppetry, clowning, and mime, along with visual arts, short films, photography, and even poetry. Contemporary Arts Week is taking place all over Delhi NCR. Mumbai, check out the performance of Dance Past Forward, which is part of the NCPA Dance Festival 2016. Famed Bharatanatyam dancer, choreographer, and instructor Leela Samson performs alongside the dance troupe Spanda. The show is on October 23rd at 7 p.m. at Tata Theatre, but you can see the NCPA Dance Festival all weekend. Chennai, go see the theatre performance Ponniyin Selvan, which is a Tamil play about the charming Vandiyathevan's journey to deliver a message to the king. If you missed the October 30th performance, there are 2 more chances to see this show in both November and December. Bengaluru, go to Katha Sangama if you love stories, storytelling, and bonding over stories. Katha Sangama is taking place at Kathalaya on October 29th at 5:30 p.m. Delhi, head to DAG Modern in Hoskas Village to see the gallery exhibition called Group 1890. It's an incredible group show that features paintings and works by India's indigenous modernist titans. Hopefully you can make it to one of these events or exhibitions. The art season is in full swing across the country, and so it's really worth checking out what's hot in your area. Now, OnArt's going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Mojarto shows us some innovative ways to light up our Diwali, and we meet an artist who's breathing new life into a traditional textile. Don't go anywhere. OnArt will be right back.